What's up, guys? Welcome back to Road to the Two Comma Club. It's 11:30 right now. Today's Friday. I'm gonna show you what's happening. We were down a lot today. We were down to like 209 at one point, and things are starting to come back up surprisingly. But I did do some trades because I wanted to kind of consolidate my stuff. For example, I'm telling you, one of the things I'm about to do, and this is one of the things I kind of like about TD Ameritrade. It makes it easy to do certain trades. Like, see, I have 3 different Tesla calls. I kind of want to consolidate them into just one. And so if you want to sell one of those, you can actually just click sell right here, and it'll automatically put it into this tab here. So it's quick trade, kind of like Scottrade had the quick trade thing. This one also has it at the bottom, but it automatically puts it in. So it puts everything in, puts sell to close, puts all your contracts in, puts everything in there for you, which is really nice, and it makes it really easy to do the trade. And so, like for this one, I'm gonna probably sell this one right now. So like it says the bid is 33, which is higher than what the last price is. So that's good. It has gone up since then. And the ask is 34.25. Pretty big gap there. That's what, 80 cents. So I might go like 60 cents. I'm sorry, I can't do math right now. But so what I might do is go right in the middle. I might just do like 33.95. See if it lets me do that. And I'm thinking it probably is just like Scottrade. It might not let me do in increments of 5, so I'm just going to go 90. Let's try it again. Okay, so yeah, now it's working. And it tells you there, and it tells you what the thing is. So just kind of like Scottrade, it's very similar to that. So at least I can get used to this. God damn it, it puts my account number in 100 million places. I need to really fix that. It's like, okay, I know what my account number is. You don't need to show it to me like 50 times on the page. Jesus Christ. Okay, so here it shows you the orders that I just filled. So what I did was I sold my JP Morgan calls because I was in the money on those. I sold my Spider puts because I was in the money. But then I decided to buy some new ones. December 2018 expiration this time, a little bit cheaper because I wanted to save some money there. I sold my Caterpillar calls. I was really bullish on them, but now with this tariff thing, I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to keep an eye on that because Caterpillar, obviously they do construction. They probably purchase a lot of steel and aluminum for their stuff. And now that it might be a lot more expensive, I guess, as a whole, I'm anticipating their stock might go down for a little bit. So I'm just going to keep an eye on them because I do still like them. I want to keep an eye on them. But what I was able to do, I had enough money to finally buy 100 more shares of Universal Display. So now I have 200 shares. As you can see right here, I have 200 shares of Universal Display. And so now I can sell 2 covered calls per week. So if I can average the $100 per call, I can make $200 per week now in covered calls on Universal Display instead of 100. And so again, that means Universal Display could go down $1 every week, and I would lose $200 on the stock. But if I'm making $200 on the covered calls, I'm breaking even. So it gives me a lot of protection. And if OLED stays flat, I'm making $200 profit every week, plus the dividends, which they are paying out dividends this month on the 14th. And I did sign up for the dividend reinvestment. So now that I have 200 shares, I'll get 6 cents per share, which should put me, it's not a lot, but it says here according to this, the dividend yield is 0.9%, 1.19%, and I should get that much amount, I guess, for the year. But it actually hasn't. We'll see what happens because I don't know. Sometimes it's weird. But anyways, the Ford and AT&T have actually gone up, I believe, since recently. Like their dividend yield is much higher than I remember it. So that's really awesome. I do want to pick up some more shares of that. So yeah, my overall thoughts, I'm still just waiting. I'm looking at the prices that I wrote down yesterday to see if I do need to sell anything else. Again, that OLED call for the $200 strike is probably going to be the one I sell next, unless I already sold it. I can't remember. No, I still have it, so I'm down like 76% on that one. Yeah, so I do need to sell that one. And surprisingly, the NVIDIA call, I must have bought that way, way long ago, because that call, I'm not even in the money, the 250 call, but we're up 174% on that one. But we're not even in the money yet. We're $20 away still, so I'm going to hold on to that one. But I think if I do sell a call soon, it'll be the Universal Display, the $200 strike, because I'm down 76%. I don't know if OLED's going to go up that much this year. I'm not sure. So we'll see. I'm just going to relax, do some editing, see what happens, and yeah, we'll just check back at the end of the day. What's up, guys? We're back. So it is now Sunday night. I kind of tend to put this off to the last minute, so I apologize. But something that just happened on the TD Ameritrade that I'm just noticing is that these percentages are different than what they closed at Friday. So I'm thinking maybe there's some after hours stuff updating. So that is kind of interesting because our stamps call actually finished up 82% on Friday, and now it's only showing 48%. So not quite sure. I didn't think you could do after hours trading with options, so correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still learning. So yeah, this is kind of interesting, I thought. But anyways, about Friday, it was all over the place, just like it's been. The volatility is still very, very prevalent right now, and the market was down most of the day, and then it made a recovery at the end, which is kind of a nice change of pace because lately it's been doing the opposite. It's been going up and then taking a nosedive at the end. So we actually finished up like about $1,000, which I was not expecting. I did some selling. I picked up another 100 shares of OLED, so now I have 200 shares. So tomorrow I can do 2 covered calls on that. And I think that's all I picked up. Yeah, I only have 20 shares of Apple, so I do want to work on building that up to eventually 100 shares, so I could do covered calls on that one as well. Yeah, so some of the big, I'll just read my list here because I wrote some stuff down just in case things did change. But Netflix, our Netflix calls finished up 14.86% today. Our OLED 2020 calls, even though OLED went down on Friday, but those calls went up 18% today. The Stamps calls up 82.43%, and then the Ferrari calls 20.21%. So Stamp went up, yeah, Stamps had a good day, $7.50 a share they went up, and then Netflix went up $10.66 a share, closing at an all-time high. And speaking of Netflix, they just won, my friend just alerted me of this earlier tonight because I didn't watch the Oscars, I usually don't watch those, but Netflix won their first ever Oscars for the best documentary, the Icarus, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's about the Russian doping scandal with the Olympics or something like that. I'm definitely going to watch it this week because it looks really good. I saw a trailer for it, and yeah, and she mentioned that she's just going to buy Netflix and just hold it forever. And I was telling her the same thing, like, yeah, me too, like that one. There's certain stocks, and I was thinking about it, like there's certain stocks that I probably would say that I'm going to be holding for a long time, like forever, figuratively speaking, but like Apple, for example, Netflix, Amazon, Tesla, like these are 4 companies that I'm just holding on for dear life, basically, because I do see so many upsides. With Universal Display, I was like really, really confident with them up until I read an article, but it was from November of last year, and it said that, like, I think I might have mentioned this already, but that Samsung and LG might have been going to like a slightly different supplier for certain materials, but then later on they signed a 2-year agreement with Samsung, or with Universal Display, Samsung did. So I don't really know. In terms of the technology, though, as long as Universal Display remains the big player in OLED technology, I'm still equally as confident about them because I know the reason I think it's down so much is it could have been one of those spiral effects where people just started selling and then everyone started selling. And also their earnings wasn't like, they weren't expecting a lot of profits this year. But again, it's a slow adoption thing. Not everyone gets new TVs every single year like they do phones, but a lot of phones are going to be using them. And then eventually people will be getting OLED TVs just because the quality is that much better, I think, than even a 4K TV. Like, it's noticeably different when you see like the contrast. So I'm still not worried about them. But if they do hit like $100 before the month is over, I am going to get rid of some of my calls because at that point I really don't know what's going on. So I'm hoping that right now they're at 125 even, and so we'll see what happens. So one company I did also want to mention is Facebook, and that's another company that I'm considering holding that I don't really have any plans on selling anytime soon. And this one guy he's an analyst for the RBC Capital, his name's Mark Mahaney. He said that Facebook trades at a discount if you adjust for cash, which I'm not 100% sure what he means by that. But to the S&P 500, based on their numbers for next year's earnings. And he has a price target of $250 a share with them. And he said, quote, Facebook is one of the most attractive growth-adjusted valuation stories across tech and maybe even across large cap and maybe across the S&P 500. And it's our number 1 pick in the group. And he was talking about like the FANG stocks. He likes Facebook the best out of them. And yeah, he really had high praise to say that. And he said they're such a they're trading so cheap right now. He thinks that it's the number one buy for him. So I think that's really interesting. And I also like Facebook for a long time. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. With that said, I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. If you did like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And post your comments below what you guys think. And question of the day for you guys is, what are your top 3 to 5 companies that you would say that you're just going to buy and hold forever? That you have really no plans in the immediate future selling, no matter what happens with the market. Like, let's say the market stays where it's at, doesn't really get any more crazy than this. What stocks would you be holding forever? So please put that in the comments below. I'll be interested to hear your guys' companies that you guys love. You guys just heard mine, so hope you guys had a fantastic night, and we will see you tomorrow.